texting, calling, messaging, and the like. Many of you guys go nuts over that, waiting for a woman to text you back. How do I know that? Because I've been there. I didn't know anything about texting and messaging as far as in dating until about 4 or 5 years ago. I was completely ignorant of the psychology of it. And there is a psychology to it. If you don't want to learn it though, it's really simple. Just don't use it other than to set a date. Really, that's all it's for. Corey Wayne talks about that. And I've seen it happen with people that have helped. They'll be contacting me about this girl they're basically in love with, and they talk like they have this relationship with her already. And they've been texting her for a week or 2 weeks. They don't have a relationship, they got a phone ship or a texting buddy. I remember back when we didn't have all of this, you had to actually call somebody on the phone, which takes a little more balls than texting. It's definitely a buffer. But I know a lot of guys have what they call texting game. I think as a man, you use that to set up the date and that's it. And if a girl's saying, well, I just want to get to know you a little bit better first. Number one, you can't get to know anybody by texting or messaging or anything like it, social media. People can portray a completely different life on social media and texting or messaging than they can of what they really are. At least if you talk to them, or even better, FaceTime them, you can get a feel for what they're like. But even that, you're not with them physically. So what is your end goal? If you're a man, your end goal is to be with them, probably in bed, more than likely, to have sex with them, to have some kind of a relationship with them. You're never going to get past texting or calling if you give them that whenever they want it. If they can get your attention in that way, more than likely you may never meet them. And if you do, if you don't get directly down to having a real physical encounter with them, they're going to think you're weak. And many weak men use texting and messaging because they're afraid to actually approach or encounter someone. My kids tell me a lot of times what guys will do, they'll see a girl out somewhere. Instead of approaching her directly, they'll find her social media contact information from somebody or somewhere, or look her up, and then they'll message her. Now, what does that say to that girl? It says you didn't have the balls to go up and talk to her in person. And emojis, the only emoji I did use the, what is that? I can't think of what it is, but I used the devil head to indicate that I want to have sex with her. And I used that, the eggplant, is that what it is? I did use that one the other day too, because this girl that I dated, I haven't gone out with, what's going on down there? I haven't gone out with her. We went out, how do you say, we had a relationship for a year, we broke up, didn't date her for a couple years, and then I took her to, or I met her in the Dominican Republic, and then once in Cancun. Since then, she sent me a really nice photo, half nude, and I liked it, so I sent her the devil head and the egg emoji. But I don't talk on messaging anymore, other than if I'm setting up a meeting and I'm not setting that meeting up with her, because I'm not meeting her at the moment, so I've done it though. I've made that mistake. So what happens when you get together? You have nothing to talk about. So, I mean, that's just my take on the texting game. If you're a man, use it to set up a meet, or if you want to call him, use it to set up a meet. Because until you meet them in person, you really have no idea what they're like. And even then, it takes a few months of steady dating or talking to each other in person to really get a feel for what that person is like. One of the dating coaches who I listen to says a person can hide who they are for about 6 months. And if you're dating someone out of the country like I've done, they can do it for longer than that. They can really set up this impression of being successful, and a successful girl what I mean is her life is good. And then actually she could be miserable and depressed, but you're only spending a short amount of time with her, and most of your communication is by text or telephone call, FaceTime, whatever. She can pick and choose when she wants to talk to you, so you're not going to actually understand or get to know her how she really is. And what's the old saying? You never really know someone until you live with them. So that's it for today. Got to get to work. If you'd like to get my help personally, half off of consultation in the month of September. What else? Check out my books on YouTube. Coming Back Home, The True Adventure of Mark Daniels, The Power is Within. And we're going to have some merch coming out pretty soon. We're waiting to see. We did a test run to see if the ordering works out good. Once we get that, I'll have that up on my YouTube site. And I guess that's it. Take care. Have a great day. And thank you for my 1,482 subscribers. You know who you are.